Hey everyone, it's Lisa, and today we're going to do a foundation review. I am partnering with Beauty Blender to show you their Skin Tint foundation. I have several shades because when I first tried it was February, I believe, and that is when I think I wore light 5, and then they were nice enough to send me medium 2 and 3, and then as the summer progressed I picked up tan 1. Well, now I'm mixing. Really the perfect shade is medium 5. I will say no matter what color I get, the tone is good. It's not one that's too peachy or too yellow. It is just normal skin colors, which I appreciate. So today I want to demo this foundation, and I have several other things that I love from Beauty Blender, like their puff. If you have not tried this is unlike any other puff you have ever tried. I don't know what, it's got something in it that makes it a little bit like spongy, but it is perfect. I usually use the Beauty Blender to put powder under my eyes. It depends on, for me, if I am already using a good concealer, then all I need to do is set. But if I'm not using that good of a concealer, I like a damp Beauty Blender, and I dip it in the powder and I press it on my hand so that the moisture in the Beauty Blender and the powder kind of form, I don't know, it's kind of like a thicker powder slash concealer. Because the Beauty Blender has such a good like sponge design, it like mimics your skin. Then when you put it on, it just looks so pretty. If you've watched any of my videos, you have seen me do that. Let's get started. I also bought they did not send this to me, I bought it. It's the Bounce Bronzer Highlighter, and the shade I chose is Buff and Pearl. It's like a cream highlighter and a cream bronzer, which you know I like. We're going to try those, and then I'm going to go about my day and do a couple of check-ins. This foundation is long wearing. It's up to 12 hours. I typically don't wear it for 12 hours, but I do wear it I usually put on my makeup right around 9 o'clock, and I take it off around somewhere between like 4 and 7, depending on if I take a shower before or after dinner. And it is perfectly beautiful. The only place that will be messed up is my nose, and that is because I wear sunglasses. It's been about 100 degrees here. I live in North Carolina at the coast, and it's very humid. So nothing will stay on my nose for that long. This also has a lot of good skincare ingredients: niacinamide, willow bark, hyaluronic acid, and it's breathable. What I like about it the most is it's kind of thin, yet it adheres to my skin well. It says light coverage, but I really think it is a solid medium coverage, and I think it is excellent for combo skin like mine, mature skin, and blurring pores. You will see I do not have on anything on my skin right now. You see my redness. My big pore area is right here, and I've got that darkness under my eyes. You see it all. I'm going to apply it 2 different ways, because I do apply it 2 different ways. I either use my hands and really get it everywhere, or I use the Beauty Blender. Even when I use my hands, I will go over it with the Beauty Blender because I like the actual texture of the Beauty Blender. Just leaves a good skin look. You know what I mean? It just leaves that good, healthy, natural finish. So I'm going to mix the tan 1 and the medium 3. It comes in a dropper. I usually put 1 dropper of the medium, 1 dropper of the tan, and I do shake it well. Here is the difference. Even though they are, 2 different shades. See how the tone is still so good? It's so good and neutral. I love it. Okay, so I'm going to mix these together on the back of my hand. And on this side, I want you to just watch. It's like applying Facetune. How easy it goes on. If you're someone who really wants an easy, quick foundation, I don't know how you could beat this. I've got all the kitties up here. They're so curious. Like when I get ready for a video, even though they've seen me do it hundreds of times. Okay, right here on my nose where my pores are a little bit worse, I just pay close attention and work it in my pores. Okay, so there it is on half of my face with my hands. And then what I'll do is I'll take this, it's damp, and I will just go over it. That kind of picks up any extra, and it, like I said, just leaves it looking very natural and not streaky. So now we're going to take the Beauty Blender in what's left, and I'll show you how it works with this. I've been wearing this in a lot of my latest videos. It photographs well. It's just really nice. And it's very, I would say, kind of a glowy foundation without being oily looking. Like, look what it did to my hand, how pretty it makes my hands look. Okay, let's use the Beauty Blender, their new bronzer and cream highlight. And I'm also going to use the Beauty Blender. I'm going to use, a lot of times I like to do like this. If you like more of a natural look, I would probably use the butt end of it, and then I bounce it on my hand. This is a really good neutral. Creates a wonderful, like, just shadow. And see, I like more of that chiseled look, so I'm going to squeeze my Beauty Blender just to fit that. And I'm doing this before I put on any powder, just to make sure it goes on well. Really tighten up that jawline. Get the end of my nose. So pretty. Now I can kind of get a little bit and, you know, let it go a little bit, and I might just go like this. There are several shades if you think this is too dark or too cool toned for you. Okay, so I just applied a little bit of concealer. Now we are going to take a little bit of a loose powder, and we're going to use the puff. So just put like 2 fingers in here, dip it in your choice of loose powder, and then, whoo, I got too much. Don't do that like I did, just get just enough, and I don't know if I said this already, but I do not have on a primer. Okay, I'm gonna get a little bit more of my loose powder, and I'm gonna set my eyes. Set the rest of my face. You guys see how pretty it is? I'm going to take another Beauty Blender. I'm going to twist it in the highlight. And, ooh, that's pretty. Very pretty. All of this is so mature skin friendly. Nothing has sparkles, nothing's too heavy, including this. I think that you would enjoy this. So I was thinking I might use a little bit of this as a crease color. Am I going too far? I like using contour as shadow, because that's basically what you're doing. Do a little bit. That gives you a good idea too of the color. Now I'm going to finish the rest of my makeup and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I'm back. I put on the rest of my makeup. One thing I did want to add, if you have mature combo to dry skin, you may want to spray a setting spray after you do your powders and things like that. But if you're like me and you have mature combo oily skin, I find that it's better to look maybe a little bit powdery for the first 30 minutes and have your makeup last that much longer. So what I'm gonna do is go about my day, and I will do, let's see what time it is now. It is 10:32 on Saturday. I have many errands to run, good ones. Like I wanna go to Sephora. I wanna go to one of my favorite plant places. I bought a little planter. I wanna get something tiny to put in, and just a few other errands. So I will check in with you and wrap this up in a little while. See you then. See, it's 4:23, so it's been about 6 hours. This is right around where I would usually take off my makeup. I have not touched it, not one little bit. So I wanted you to see what it looks like on mature, oily skin after 6 hours, and I was out until about an hour ago. And so I have not even blotted. Typically what I would do is when I'm out, if I look and my skin looks shiny like this, hey, I will do this and just blot and get off the excess. Like I said, my skin's oily. Or another thing you can do is take your puff with you. I noticed when I was at Sephora today too that Beauty Blender makes a powder. Thinking I might need to try that. So, like say I came home and we were going back out, this is what I would do. And I've told you before, I like worn in makeup anyway. You can see on my nose, like right in there and right in there, it broke up some just because of my sunglasses, because I wear them all day and take them on and off. But look how well it lasts. Like right here, a lot of foundations will wear off. And again, this is the Bounce Skin Tint, Always On Radiant Skin Tint. 12-hour breathable wear, light medium buildable coverage, moisture boosting, hyaluronic acid, skin smoothing niacinamide. I really like the look of that highlight too. I think it is just like the perfect highlight for mature skin. And remember, I used the bronzer as my eyeshadow today. That lasted really well. My eyeliner didn't run on it. So thanks again to Beauty Blender Bounce Skin Tint and Sephora for sponsoring this video. And thank you to you for being here. And I'll see you in the next video.